Hey, welcome back to Pokesoo channel or eBay or Reverb, wherever you might be seeing this. Hey, I just thought I'd do a video here just showing the guitar, you get a better feel for it. It's got a little lacquer, looks like a lacquer crack that goes across here, but top really looks pretty darn good. And what I love about this is it's got the real nice arch in between the pickups. This guitar just sounds amazing. It really does. When I first plugged this in, I was blown away. And when I put my finger inside the hole and feel the wood inside, it does not feel smooth like most laminate. I can actually feel ridges of wood. Really easy to feel them, by the way. And kind of makes me wonder if it might be a solid carved top. Probably not. Probably laminate, but I don't know, man. It sure sounds good. I'm not claiming it's a solid top. It is super old wood, but I can feel those ridges, so it just really has a sound. The sound reminds me of more of like a carved solid top, but it's probably laminate. But I can feel those ridges in there, so it kind of makes me wonder. The back has got some funk on it. You can see some of the little marks there. It's got a good neck on it. It plays nice. You might want to dial it in a little bit depending on what you liked, how you like a setup. Setup's very subjective. And setup is one of the best, 50, 60 bucks you could ever spend, by the way. I wouldn't do anything to this guitar if I decided to keep it. I've got 11s on it right now. I'm almost thinking it would be nice with 12s. But it plays pretty good right now. It is an older guitar, so there is some fret wear, but there's plenty of fret left, and it plays nice. All the notes are ringing out. Like I said, you might want to dial it in a little bit. I love the headstock with that little crown, which is a Gibson logo, that's a lawsuit right there. It's hard to show the inside label, but the inside label actually says "Made in Japan" on it. It's probably hard to see. It says "Made in Japan," and it's got 175D, which is incredible because 175D is intellectual property of Gibson. But it doesn't have a pick guard. There's a little screw there. There's a little hole here where there was a strap button. I'm just trying to give you guys a good feel for the guitar. But this really has a sound. My demo is a solid state amp, by the way. But when I first plugged this guitar in, I was just blown away with the tone. I was really blown away with the tone. And it's got a couple little marks here on the top of the headstock, and there's a couple little, I'm trying to give people a good feel for this, a couple little dings on the back of the neck. This is not a guitar that you buy expecting to get like a new car look. But if you want a guitar that really has a lot of mojo, a lot of magic. I mean, I'm 63. I've been playing guitar since I was 7 or 8. I dealt in almost exclusively arch tops for over 10 years. I'm an arch top expert. I really know them, and this guitar just sounds unbelievable. I used to have a 62 175. This sounds better, it really does. But yeah, I'm gonna miss this. I'm really tempted to keep it, but I own a lot of guitars already, and and the pickups just sound amazing. The old magnets in there, and a lot of people don't realize too. The Japanese have a lot of old wood, so this could be made with really, really old wood. But I love this guitar, I really do. It's really a neat guitar. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit better feel for it. So in one of the pictures, it looked like there was a mark up here, but that was just camera flash. And anyway, it's really a nice guitar. Like I said, if you're looking for something that looks like a new car, this isn't it. But if you want something that's going to give you a tone, you could even go buy like a newer Gibson 175 for thousands. It's not even going to have this same tone. This is one of the real opportunities in used guitars to get a tone. And this guitar, to me, has a little bit of, Gibson L5 Super 400 in there mixed in with a great 175 tone. It just sounds amazing. And like I said, I can feel, when I feel inside here, I feel ridges. And I feel a curve. I feel a curve that is kind of interesting too. But yeah, I'm not claiming it has a solid carved top. I'm just saying it kind of sounds like it. So most of these were made with laminate wood, but it's just like I can feel those ridges in there, so it kind of makes me wonder about that a little bit. But yeah, it's got a good neck on it. Neck is pretty damn straight. It probably could use maybe a slight adjustment, like I said, depending on, I'm not real super picky on guitars, but this probably hasn't been adjusted for a long time, and it still looks really, really good. So, you could dial it in, but it plays pretty good right now with these 11s. I think I'd like to have maybe a 12 and on the first string, and I usually use 11s on a jet. I'm just showing the thing on the headstock. But yeah, this is really a great sounding guitar. This is not a garage sale. If you're struggling to make rent, don't buy it. you know, I'm not trying to put anybody. I'm just saying, this is a great guitar. I drove a long ways to get it. It really sounds good. It's hard. They're hard to find. These are hard to find, and man, this sounds. I used to be an Ibanez collector, and this guitar sounds a ton better. I'm not kidding you. It makes the Ibanez 175 sound compressed, and makes most Gibson 175 sound compressed. It's the mid range and the mid bass that most archtops are weak in. A lot of them sound very tubby, like Pat Metheny said, but this guitar has that beautiful. Beautiful archtop kind of west kind of a tone, but with really good mids and mid bass, and just has that very hard to describe tone. Has that mature presence, that very musical tone. Blows away any kind of Epiphone Joe Pass or Broadway. Blows away every 175 Gibson I've ever owned. Seriously, it has a much better tone than even the Gibsons. I used to have a 62, which sounded pretty damn good. This sounds better. I'm not just saying that because it sounds good. It just has, the Japanese really knew what they were doing. I think they took more pride in their workmanship. And they had better wood. I think they aged the wood better. And there's a lot of secrets that the Japanese know about making guitars that a lot of people, that they've never shared with anybody. But this guitar really has a tone, and my demo was with a solid state amp. So anyway, this is the kind of guitar that if you buy it, you're just gonna really love the tone. So feel free to make me an offer. All right, folks, take care. Bye bye.